Today, I'm going to talk about a very topical matter that interests males and females in the woods. Man or bear? Don here, welcome back to On the Scout. Jokes aside, bear defense is a huge part of my risk assessment as a hunting guide in the Rockies. A really unpopular answer, bear spray should probably be used by 99% of hunters and outdoors people, whether they own a gun or not. Most people don't put enough range time that's required to effectively use their Magnum or 10 millimeter under stress, under time, in a life or death situation. Bear spray is really easy to aim. So I always carry some if I know there's grizzly bears in the area I'm in. It's almost everywhere. That being said, I still carry my 357 Magnum. This is a 327 PD 8-shot. I always keep bear loads in it when I'm working. Because if the wind is to my face, the wind is strong and unpredictable, I will not utilize the bear spray. The wind can easily whip that spray back and blind myself, my hunters. It could spook the horses. It can cause a lot of havoc. And the handgun is more predictable in adverse conditions. I carry both, and sometimes I use both together. However, the best tool I have at my disposal to feel confident and engage bears, moving and dynamic, is the hunting rifle. Ideally, my hunting rifle is nearby if I haven't put it away too far away. And my hunting rifle has a scout scope. It is a low magnification optic that can be used close up like a red dot. In addition to that, a very controversial thing that's caused a lot of trouble and argument in this channel is I have a pistol light bolted to my barrel. This does not decrease the accuracy. This doesn't cause the gun to turn into an AK, 6 MOA accuracy rifle. This is just like bolting a scope on my barrel or putting a suppressor on. This allows me to effectively aim my rifle in the 50% of the time that we have a kill. It's at night, and bears come out at night. Bears operate at all times of the day. So pistol light is really important to have for your rifle. Ideally, there's one in your pistol too. My pistol just does not have one. And so I just have to use a headlamp or a hand light and my pistol together. So let's shoot some and talk about more scenarios where I've had to increase my amount of defense and prepare for an attack. That luckily never came. So there I was in Bear Basin, Wyoming, opening day of rifle, and the elk are bugling. Me and my hunters are riding through the twilight to get in position. We get in position, we spook a bull, we move up again, spook another big bull, and we finally settle on a good, decent size 6x6. So I set my shooting sticks up, the hunter gets in the sticks, 250 yards, shoots, double lung, shoots again, heart and lung. Knocks it down literally the first 5 minutes of opening day in Wyoming. I love it when a plan comes together. We all have a shot of whiskey, we go back down, have some soup, gather up more staff, because in that year, a hunting guide and a hunter were mauled in Wyoming. The hunting guide died, the hunter survived, and it became national news.
A Wyoming community in mourning after a local business owner and a renowned backcountry guide was killed by a bear last Friday.
So I gathered more staff, we gathered more guns, more hunters, and we came back out well fed. And only about an hour later, 60 minutes later, it was a 30-minute ride out of camp. So we started field dressing the rest of the elk, getting it loaded on, and we had one hunter with the rifle, and his job was only for bear watch. The hunter who killed the elk and myself were focusing on quartering, and the wrangler was focused on getting meat loaded into the horses. And so the hunter that was helping me field dress, the one that killed the elk, looked over and said, "Hey, is that a bear?" Next to the bear guard was standing a mama grizzly, just standing there with her dark eyes, no irises, just like making no sound, standing. And the bear guard was there with his rifle, and he goes, "What? What bear?"
"You tossers! You had one job to do!"
At that point, I immediately draw my handgun. Whoa, bear! And I joined it with my bear spray, dual wield. At that point, I flipped off the safety. Let's not spray each other. But I was dual wielding, and I moved over to a tree where I had set my rifle. I shouldn't have set it too far away, but it was a few feet away. Whoa, bear! Whoa! 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 Hunters, get in line with me. Do not shoulder the rifle from behind me. Holstered my pistol. Gained back my rifle again. Confirmed it was loaded. Whoa, bear! Get back! Whoa! And from there, I was ready to dual wield, utilize the bear spray and my long arm, and I always had a non-lethal bear defense, bear deterrent, and I had my weapons available. So that's kind of like how that play went down. It really helped that prior to that incident, I had already been utilizing an expired bear spray in practice with my sidearm and my long arm together. And so having that in my toolbox, having that already in muscle memory, really gave me, the wrangler, the two hunters, a better chance. And we did recover that elk. I have the B-roll we filmed the incident. The three bears that engaged us, the bluff charges, it was two yearlings, quite large, in the several 100-pound range, and the mama probably in the 400, 500-pound range. That's a lot of bear coming at us, bluff charging over and over. And I always kept it in mind that I don't want to kill these bears. This is their home. The bears don't need to die. We can use loud, firm talking, breaking a few branches, use our bear spray if we have to. I never even sprayed it, never fired a handgun, never fired the rifle, didn't let the hunters fire. Even though the bears were 7, 8 yards away, we a loud yell, it drove the mama back, and she never came close again until we finally pulled the horses back. But let's go ahead and do a little drill. We'll do a little spray, downwind of course, and also do a few rounds, fire a few rounds off with the handgun and the rifle, just to demonstrate the familiarity needed to spray, bear spray, dual wield, and fire a rifle and a pistol. So this little course of fire recreates the worst case scenario on that fateful day where I had 3 bears charging at me and we still recovered the elk. So right out there at 15 yards, I have 4 clay pigeons. I will draw the bear spray and the pistol, spray bear spray. The wind's going this way, by the way. Break 2 clay pigeons, holster the pistol, gain my rifle, and destroy the last 2 clay pigeons after another burst of bear spray, dual wielding both weapons. Let's have a go at it.
If you're not fit, you're gonna die.
All right. Whoa, bear. Whoa, bear, back. Whoa, bear, back. Woo! You notice the bear spray, despite only being 1 year expired, barely made it a few yards out. So let's set a tripod up and see how much range this just now used spray has. So I have the expired 2024 and I have the expires next 2026 can here. I'll spray the unfired, still good can. Whoa, bear! Now the recently fired expired can. Only a few yards, maybe 15 feet. Pretty cool. Next drill, I'm just gonna do a Magnum bill drill, 6 rounds into the 8-inch plate. Let's be real, if it ever comes down and a bear tries to maul me, I'm probably gonna cylinder dump it. Whew, cylinder is hot. That was 7.94 seconds. I'm gonna reload and try it again. Another bill drill. Murder on the hands, but good training. .89 seconds. Woo! Hard in the hands with a light pistol. I hope that demonstration was enlightening. So who would you choose, man or bear? Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell. Please support me on Patreon. It helps create niche content such as this. This is Don on The Scout.